Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Cinematic Survival. So we have been spending a lot of time next to this farm area that we've been building across the past few episodes. I've seen this place a lot, and, I'm loving building it, but there's been a distinct lack of just, for fun stuff. I mean, this is kind of all for fun, but, there's no silly, goofy little builds here. It's all serious trees, serious paths, serious bridge, serious wheat farm, all that stuff. But we want some silly stuff, because that makes the world fun. So today, before we really kick off the episode, I think right here, I modified this branch right here so I can put in a little bit of a, let's see, what am I gonna do? A swing. Is this look any good? I don't know, I might have to lower it one. But yeah, I'm probably gonna have to lower it one, but the terrain is kind of weird, so for now, yeah, this is the swing, yeah. Isn't this cool? I think it is. It adds something to the world at least, and I like it. So, of course, last episode I made this wheat farm over here, the second one to that one over there. And while I was editing, I realized this farm it's a lot different to the one up there. And I was wondering, why is that? And then as I was setting up one of the shots, I realized this one has no levels. It's got a little leveling over here, but for the most part, it's all flat. And that was a really big design flaw because I intentionally flattened this area out, and I probably shouldn't have, because the one up there looks a lot better. And we're gonna fix that today, hopefully, unless I decide it looks good magically. I don't know. But we're gonna fix that today, but not right now. We're gonna fix it by not fixing it right now, because we're gonna do some cool terrain changes. Remember this bridge, the one that we built a few episodes ago? It goes over this kind of small cave, I'll be honest. It didn't really need a bridge at that time, at least, because today what I want to do as part of our big terrain changes over here is carve this out further to water level and then make a little canal, little little cove area back in that cave over there. I feel like that'd be cool, connect it up to the lake that we have, bring it all together, have some interesting terrain shapes. I really think that would bring this place, at least the lower area here, together very nicely. Ooh, I just got a great idea. So we have these exposed caves right next to our little build area. They're really annoying. I fall into them all the time. They're a pain to get out of. But we're gonna have a canal running right next to them, and where it connects to the ocean, there's also an entrance to these caves. So what if we expand the canals a little further into these caves? Haul them out all the way to sea level, make them all decorative. I think that would be a great addition to this. It might not make the most sense, like geological wise, but it's gonna look really cool. So, who needs science when it looks really cool? Am I right? Okay, but we can't just tear into this place, drills ablazing, all willy-nilly because then we're not gonna, we'll have a canal, but it might not look good. So what we need to do is do what we did the path over here and plan it out with our favorite block, mud blocks. I don't have any other rack on me, or else of course I would use that because that's the best path and block, I think I said. Something like that. But we're gonna be planning this thing out with mud, and I think the best approach is not to expect perfection. We just need a rough starting point, and then we can revise it from there. Okay, and now we have our rough draft planned out. Let's take a look at it from the sky. Alright, so you know how I said that, it wouldn't look the best on the first rough draft, we'd have to revise it? I think we actually got it down pretty well. I do think I'm going to have to do a little revising, especially at the beginning. I think it's a bit too curvy still at the beginning, which, I tried to avoid, but I don't think I did too great of a job with that, so I'm going to revise that. But for the most part, I think we got this shape down pretty well. Alright everybody, we have the plan for the canal, all planned out now, all finalized. It's time to build. But first, you can't see them, but the neighbors are visiting, and I gotta go take care of them. You're not welcome here. You're just leave me alone, please. I already gave you your cups of sugar this episode. Ah, go away. Go away. Neighbors, gotta love them. Neighborly feuds aside, let's start carving. And of course, we need some good shovels, we need some good tools and stuff. So I enchanted up an efficiency 4, unbreaking 3, brand new diamond shovel. Just for this. Because iron shovels, I'm running out of iron. I'm gonna be out so quick if I do this all with iron. Thankfully, I had some spare diamonds lying around, so yeah, I was able to just craft up this pretty easily. Ooh, okay, we've run into our first little terrain predicament here. How do we want to grade this terrain down? I think right there, I think that looks decent. It's always difficult with this stuff, making your own terrain, deciding how you want to grade it down, because I don't want it to be too severe, especially over here, I don't think. But over here, it's got to be a little steeper so it can actually fit. I might, yeah, I think I'll get rid of that. Then I have to add some logs here. Thankfully, I've got some. Okay, it doesn't look too bad. I think I'm gonna carve out underneath here just a little bit, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we do there. I think, yeah, that, hopefully this looks good. Oh, not like that. That. It can't be too samey all over the place. Okay, I think for at least this section over here by the bridge, the most concerning part of them all, actually, I think this looks good for over here for now. But we still have, what is it, like, ooh, we have like 11 blocks to go. We'll see how this goes. Alright, and with that, we now have a finished canal. Well, mostly. The walls are looking pretty nice, but if you'll notice here, the floor is very flat. But we're gonna fix that right now. And while we're digging out this ground, I'm gonna talk about the build process for this little ravine canal type thing, because it was a lot trickier than I thought it would be. I thought it was just gonna be an easy like slope down. It was gonna fit perfectly, barely, but it would fit perfectly into this space. It did not. I found that out very quickly. That I would have to have some sort of overhang and some sort of sheer cliff face, because otherwise it just wouldn't get all the way down to water level where I needed it to be. Which I think turned out alright, but it wasn't the original vision. But in the original vision, I also just did not get the water height. And when I say original vision, I'm talking about just the random stuff that's in my head. Um, evidently my mental image of this place is not as good as I thought it was, unfortunately enough. Okay, I don't know exactly what I want to I don't know exactly how I want to fix this floor to not be so flat, but it's difficult, you know, like with the cave walls here, I kind of did something similar in my modded series a while ago. Um, but the floor, that's just like pretty much completely flat. You know, I didn't have to really do much to that. But here, I would like some sort of proper proper river floor. I'm probably gonna add a little bit of texturing, like a little bit of moss or something, maybe some andesite to these walls, but we are running a little bit short on time for this episode, unfortunately. Okay, we're gonna add a few last little divots into the ground here. Actually, no, that looks terrible. We're gonna patch these up. The stone I don't have. Okay, stone acquired. That was a close one. Oh, that probably should be granite. It's okay. It's okay. I plan on replacing the floor here eventually. Ooh, I'm too short. Because now it's time for the fun part. It's time to flood the place. Just kidding. Not yet. Not yet. We do actually need to terraform the outside in the actual river really quick. It doesn't have to be anything really complicated. It just needs to not be such a sheer change between elevations here. It's a good day to have Aqua Affinity. Don't have to deal with the slow, slow speeds of mining underwater. I do have to be a little bit wary that I don't press control or anything, because then I start swimming and I mess up my angle, and it's a big mess. I'll probably clean this up better at some point. Probably add some mud texturing, but that seems like a between the episodes project. Alright, it's the time we've all been waiting for. It's time to flood the canal. Yippee! As good as this streakless water texture pack is, it's a huge pain when I need to fill up spaces, because there's literally no way of telling which which water blocks are sources or not, so I just kind of have to guess. Okay, so for my sake, I turned off the texture pack that gives me streakless water, so I'm looking at some ugly water textures right now. But there's just something about Minecraft water sources that they just have to be full sources. I can't live with myself if I let a pool of water not be completely water sources. And that's something that's always, like, in the early days, it really confused me. Like, how do people fill up spaces with water, you know? So I would always make, like, super small pools of water, especially if they were tall, because I thought, like, you couldn't do, like, water couldn't stack up on itself. Like what I'm about to do right here. Like, I didn't think water could spread upon to itself. I didn't know that was the thing. And I didn't know that it could also do that with other water sources. So I had some really sad pools starting up in Minecraft. And it just always baffles me when I watch videos and they're like, how do I fill out this water thing? And they've like played a million days of hardcore Minecraft. It's like, have you never filled out? You never filled up a pool? But everybody did this, but like, I guess not. There's just some things that you don't think are niche game mechanics, but maybe they might be, you know? Like, are upside down stairs a thing that not everybody uses? Stuff like that, you know? Like, look, when I started playing Minecraft, I didn't know what a crafting table was. I didn't know how you made one. So for the first few worlds I had, that were just like the trial mode, I didn't craft. I just mined everything by hand. I dug straight down by hand. I didn't die even. But now just look how far we've come. You know, you play Minecraft enough and you get used to all the mechanics. And just when you think you know everything, boom, mechanic you didn't know about. That's what I love about this game. Always surprises you. There's some crazy stuff in this game that I I just don't understand. But it's so fun when you find those out. You're like, this is a thing in the game. That's so cool. Sometimes that thing is just like a game mechanic. It's like actually part of the game, but sometimes it's an idea, like you're like, oh, I can make this in a world. That would make this area look amazing. And that's kind of what this canal was. It was just kind of a random idea of I could put this here. That's cool. And now it's like an actual thing of I can put this right here. That is cool. This does add a lot to my world, or at least this little area of it. Long story short, I love discovery in this game, but you're not here for that. You're not here for my ramblings about how good this game is. No, no, no. You're here for the canal. So let's open it up. Let's open it up. Woo, we're opening up the canal. Woohoo, we did it. Yay, kind of underwhelming. I feel like filling in the water was a bit more eventful. But it's all connected now. Woohoo, the canal's done. Now we can finally get to work on the wheat farm, right? No. No, we can't. I'm out of time. Not yet though, not yet. I'm just out of time to actually do big changes like that. Alright, while we build this final build of the episode, I'm going to talk about the world. What's going on in it? I guess just what's going on in it. Because it's been kind of weird with the episodes. So what I used to do was I kinda hopped around between different projects. That's fun and all, but it kinda made me feel like I had to get projects done all in one episode. I couldn't split up progression. And that really, really killed my motivation. The bridge was a small project. No, it wasn't. It was a big project, but it was fairly monotonous and not much detail put into it. I mean, there's detail, but a lot of it's repeated. So I could kind of just shut off my brain while I built. And I could do that, and I did it mostly in a montage, which was great. Great for me, that is. It did not make for the best, most actually interesting episode at all. I like building stuff on camera. It's just, what do I talk about? What do I do? Well, I build, of course, right? But it's difficult to have insightful commentary about such boring stuff. And if I'm building the entire time, and and it's just like the same thing over and over, that's not interesting. That doesn't even have anything going on in the episode. It's going to be like 8 minutes. And that's kind of what the village building one was. Not my most entertaining. I think it might be my least well performing. But it's deserved that one because it's not a great episode. But if we take a look back at what we've been doing the past 3 or so episodes, 3 episodes, we have made steady progress on a decently small area. I mean, it's a bigger area, but like each episode progress. What did I do last episode? I built a tree and a farm. What did I do the episode before? I built a path and a wheat farm. What did I do this episode? I built a canal and I'm making a dock. It's not much per episode, but it's good. I'm happy with the progress we're making. I think it's going fantastically. Not every episode has to be its own spectacle. Stuff can be less interesting. By this time in the Minecraft world, a lot of people have elytras, or at least on YouTube they do, because that makes content more interesting, because it's more fast-paced. But we're here. Next episode's episode 10, the big 10-0. No, the big 1-0. And we don't have elytras. We just got an enchanted gear today, or at least like fully. We just got all of our enchanted tools today. And it was only really episode 7 where that really started off. And I'm probably not going to get elytra for a decent time until I absolutely need it, really, probably. Keeping myself on the ground really helps me actually live in the world I'm making, as opposed to just flying above it. But with that being said, I would like your feedback, the viewer feedback. What do you like more? Do you like those big projects that become abandoned? Or do you like these smaller projects? And do you like fast progression? Or this slow, laid back, kind of in the background progression? Either way, safe to say we have an expanded dock. I've been meaning to put this here for several months. Ever since like October when episode 7 started, and then I stopped for like 3 months of making stuff, but you know, it's here now. It's here now, and it's great. Well, as I said before, we are running out of time very quickly for this episode, so thank you all for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.